Yes, I am seeing some improvement. There are some secretaries who tell me, I want you to come in because you'll come in with a different eye than I have, being the secretary. You have a cold, fresh look at something that I'm looking at every day. And so they're not embarrassed by the findings that we have. They just know that nobody's perfect and you can't get it all right. Then there are others that want to argue with every, and I tell people, I say, if I've got an issue, it's a finding, and I've got evidence to support that, and we sit down and talk to every agency before we publish a report to work through all the findings. And I said, if you've got evidence that this is not a finding, it will go away. It will go away. But if you don't have any evidence, it's going in the report. And so we have that conversation with every one of them. In fact, at DHHS, the audit report we put out on the post-implementation of NC tracks. And we had a couple of findings in the audit report, and they said, we don't agree with that. And I said, well, where's your evidence? And he said, well, where's yours? And I said, right here. And I said, and what it was the DHHS said they would never, ever go public with NC tracks. They would never implement it, go live with it, as long as there were critical defects not fixed. And our post-implementation said you went live and there were 2 critical defects on July 1, and there were 130 critical defects on August 2nd. And they said, well, that's just not true. And I said, right here, here's the critical defects, and guess what? It came off your report. And we went and investigated, and guess what? They're all true. And so their response about I wasn't right came out of the response that went in the audit report, because they couldn't prove to me I was wrong, but I could prove to them I was right. So again, for those, there are just some that just want to fight us on everything, but it just doesn't make sense unless you can bring me the evidence. What we should see going on, and some of them do this, I put out an audit, here are the findings, the agency should say, yes, we agree, here's what we're going to do about it, here's when we're going to have that finished, and here's who's held accountable. This summer I found out that I have the authority to request that in my responses from the state agencies. I'm hoping I can help the General Assembly to say, here's what they said they were going to do, here's when they said they were going to have it finished, and here's who's going to be held accountable if it doesn't happen.